Today we're catching up with some fierce females. My next guest, Carmit Bachar, is founding member of the Pussycat Dolls, the girl group renowned not only for a massive sex appeal, but for having some hits from the biggest songs, in fact, Don't Ya and Buttons. Remember, the Pussycat Dolls sold more than 55 million records. Gosh, making them one of the best-selling groups in the world. They reunited after a break and announced a world tour, but on Instagram, a post just this past January revealed that, to the disappointment of fans, that tour would not be happening. But that did not derail Carmit from focusing on something perhaps more fulfilling, helping children who suffer from the same condition that nearly kept her dreams from coming true. Tam fam, please welcome Carmit Bachar to the show.
Stunning.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, you are, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. You are the embodiment of everyone has a story. Let's talk about it. Obviously, I knew you as part of the Pussycat Dolls, knew you as a founding member, all of these things. Mm-hmm. And then when I heard about your childhood and the challenges you faced early on, I was blown away then, and I wanted to talk to you about it. You were born with a cleft lip
and palate.
Mm-hmm. That's very rare, both of those.
It's actually the third most common disease, or a birth defect, not disease, birth defect. And people don't seem to talk about it very much. I mean, we know Joaquin Phoenix is an actor that has it, but you don't hear too many people talk about their journey.
And so it's common, but the fact that you had both.
Yeah.
Put you in a unique category, right?
Yeah, there's many different variations. You could even have bilateral, which is both sides. There's a lot of things that can happen as well. You can have other parts of the body that are cleft heart. There's all these things that can happen. And I feel very fortunate to have gone through what I went through.
You went through multiple surgeries.
Yes, oh yeah. My whole childhood was all in the hospital, in and out, as well as being fulfilled with the arts, thankfully.
With your mother, who we'll meet soon.
Yes.
But going back to the journey, I was so struck by a quote you said, that you looked at yourself as a monster. And to think that a child, and so many children, obviously, as you said, which is why you've opened up about this part of your journey, experienced this, that you felt the difference, not only presented you as different, but made you a monster. Take me back to those. What was that like?
That quote, I think, taken out of context, sounds really harsh. But when you are a child and you feel so different, and of course, I was bullied beyond, what's that? Like the biggest finger in your face, and you're trying to explain to a kid who, they're pretty ruthless and wanting to know. They're curious, really, but...
How did your mother explain it to you?
I think growing up, she'll probably be able to tell you that when I was born, she was pretty scared because they had never heard of this. They had never seen it. They didn't have any information about it. It's not like anybody came to the hospital room and explained to them what it was. They just took me away. And it's a very scary thing to go through, to not know. Now, we're fortunate enough to have protocol, and the hospital knows exactly how to support and give resources, and that's why I work with Operation Smile as well. I'm an ambassador for over 14 years.
Beautiful. You talked about your parents. I know when you became pregnant with your daughter, Kayala Rose, who's now 11.
Yes.
You said you were terrified that she would also be born with a cleft lip.
Yeah, that came out actually recently, and it just came up. I didn't even know that was there, and that I had been living with that for quite some time. Because when I got pregnant, I just kept crying, and I couldn't stop crying, and I didn't know why. And then I realized later I was living with this fear that my daughter would have to go through what I went through, and I couldn't protect her from that. I mean, this cleft can be something genetic, but it can also be a complete fluke.
Which is why that quote you said, I was terrified she was going to be born with the same thing. I didn't want her to go through what I went through. It's the last thing I'd want her to experience.
Yes.
But the reality is that you are now around so many children who are experiencing this, and you are giving them great confidence. And they're seeing the possibilities through your career.
Yes.
Of what they can have happen in their lives.
Absolutely. I think the irony was that I was in this like pop girl group that was like image of, you know, sexy and beautiful and lots of makeup and hair. And from the stage performance aspect, that's what I love doing, is being on stage and performing. But people had no idea that this was something that I was dealing with. You know, for guys, I feel like they can have a mustache or it's like a, you know, warrior scar. For women, it's front and center. It's my face. It's something that's there every day that I deal with. And I've learned to embrace it and to love it, and it's a part of who I am. It's built my character. It's made me the woman that I am. I'm strong.
And it's made you a hero for all these kids who are born
Thank you.
with this condition. Coming up, the woman Carmit says has been her rock and biggest cheerleader through all of her surgeries and her success. We're gonna meet her mom, Dina, after the break. Welcome back, Tam Fam. Welcome back. Today we're talking to women who are part of some of our favorite girl groups, or I don't know if I've liked the term girl groups because it's women making these hits. And they've discovered some of the personal aspects of their lives can empower others. We're back with Carmit Bachar, and of course with the Pussycat Dolls, and with her mother, Dina. Thank you so much for being here, Dina. To hear Carmit talk about her childhood, and I was so struck when she said she doesn't remember how many surgeries that she endured, but you were there every step of the way, obviously. What was it like for you to watch her go through all of these things?
Every time she went through it, I felt like I was going through it as well.
I know she had at 16, you had a major corrective surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So this, again, from birth all through her teens.
Right.
What would you tell her to keep her confidence going, so much so that it paid off with her being a part of one of the best-selling groups of all time?
Mm-hmm. Well, I, of course, would discuss with her surgeries. We had to go through it. There was no choice. And from the beginning, she was always very brave. And she accepted it as well. And I was there with her. And we just endured it. And
you got her here. I mean, listen, I think a part of the DNA work, because you are a dancer, so it sounds like dancing was the elixir around the house that kept the joy.
Yes.
Yes.
But she started dancing as soon as she could walk. You know, she was also participating, and I was a teacher, and I taught creative dance, and she loved it. And so soon.
Look at this.
That's my daddy.
That's you and your dad. How old? Look at you. Look at that baby move. Mom, could you ever have imagined? Look at that. Could you ever have imagined, Dina, that little baby would pack out arenas around the world?
Yes. No.
I know.
She just loved it.
Aww. My daddy.
So I got to ask you about the reunion. Everyone was waiting for the Pussycat Dolls reunion, and then fans were told that it wasn't going to happen. Where do things stand now?
To be honest, I don't know. I live my life. I move forward. I'm happy. I'm doing the things that I love. I'm still performing. I'm hosting. I'm actually working on a book.
Oh.
I just did a collaboration with the Crystal Boutique, which I actually have something for you.
For me?
Yes. Oh. It is my new collaboration. It says "Shine Your Light." It's a pendant.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it's a reminder that I think we all need to never dim our light for anybody and live as bright.
I love that. Well, I know when the tour was canceled, you started rebooking yourself solo.
Put it on later.
Oh, I'm putting it on now. You can't give me this jacket is
You can
tight.
really
I'll
do
keep
it.
trying. I'll let you put it on.
Okay,
well,
okay.
I love this. Thank you so much. And I
I'm
love
so
that
happy.
you have decided to take out solo on your own and do your own thing. But I love most that you're shining your light, as the necklace says.
Yes.
To help other children. So thank you for everything you're doing for children
Thank you.
who need to know that they have a light to shine. Dina, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Carmit, Dina, for sharing your story. Coming up, she was the standout star from Danity Kane. Audrey O'Day, have a seat, is setting the record on some of the big headlines involving her life, including her big revelation of a 16-pill-a-day addiction. And she's talking to us about some controversial media posts that people have been targeting her for. As I said, we're talking to fierce females this hour, and Carmit and Dina, you are fierce. Can I see some dance moves? I need some dance moves. Stick around, we'll be right back. Here we go.
Girl, go swoop.
Oh, swoop.